And good evening. Welcome into the program. I'm Rob Sanders, joining you from Columbia. My buddy tonight is Carolina Jackpot, who has pissed off some folks, I would say, with a video he put out yesterday.
No, I'm not Carolina Jack. I'm talking Cox.
You're talking Cox. What does that mean?
Talking Cox. That's what we're doing tonight. We talking Cox because instead of
Oh,
spelling it Cocks, I figured it'd be cool if we spelt it wrong. Talking Cox. I don't know why I done that.
well, anyway, talking Cox is actually in the Big L tonight. What's going on in the Big L there, buddy?
Uh, Nothing normal. Everyday Lumberton shit. I mean, when I was on the way back to the apartment, I think I saw a man getting beaten on the side of the road. I saw this is no shit. What one day I was on the way out of here. I was headed down to South Carolina, and there was a black girl walking down the sidewalk in one of the nicer sections of town, and she had a rag on her head. She had on a sundress. She was so damn skinny. She looked like she hadn't eaten a week, and she's just walking down the sidewalk, and she just does some vogues like this, and she's like, and then keeps drugs, brother, drugs. Stay away from them.
Yeah. What was it Lawrence Taylor said in The Waterboy? Don't smoke crack.
Definitely.
So, you know what? And if Lawrence Taylor tells you not to smoke crack, you probably shouldn't smoke crack. I mean,
Probably not.
probably not. Um tonight I titled the show Tennessee fans are getting a little silly, and some folks or someone actually on a podcast that follows and does stuff for Tennessee. I caught the end of it where they actually had a piece of they played Jackpot's video, and they said some stuff, and I was like, these guys don't know anything about Jackpot. So I thought we'd talk about that for a minute, and then we talk about some stuff that was said on my afternoon show today, where some folks were calling Shane Beamer Derek Dooley 2.0.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because they're so much alike. These idiots. Here's the basis for that. These idiots over there on the Tennessee side are talking Shane Beamer, and it's not just them. So let me not let me group them into the only bunch of idiots there are. They're all saying, "Well, he only got the job because of who his dad is." No, he
Nothing to
may
do.
have gotten into coaching because of who his dad is, but I can guarantee you he didn't last 20 years as a damn assistant. If he wasn't any good, nobody would have let him be the assistant head coach anywhere. I don't give a fuck who your daddy is. If you ain't worth a shit, if you can't fucking recruit, if you can't coach, you can't fucking develop, they're not going to keep your ass around. So,
You're right about that. Anyway, Squidtard in the chat room says this is the biggest wah 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 I've ever witnessed. Well, bless your heart, sir. We're gonna address all that in a second. We got to thank Callaway's Bar and Grill out in West Columbia, Highway 1 diagonal from the Walmart. They do sponsor our Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, which is a big time pick'em contest. Christian Young won it last year. Is almost, I think, close to $2,000 in winnings. We're gonna have that rolling here shortly. $20 to get in. You could win the entire thing, and the best part is you get it right after championship week. So right after championship week, December 5th, whatever it is, if you win this thing, you can give your wife like $2,000 in Christmas money, or you can go buy a lot of crack and then move to Lumberton, which is where Jackpot is, and be a king for a couple of days. I don't know. It'll be your money. You can do whatever you want to with it. Either way, you got to enter the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. Also, Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. He does sponsor the show, and we appreciate Dennis. We have fireside chats with Uncle Jackpot. Jackpot, tell us a story, sir.
It sucks to be a Gamecock as the season draws near. Let's just hope that our plastic fan base does not get as silly as the Tennessee crowd. We are not special, but we are not Tennessee. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
That message courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. We appreciate Dennis for sponsoring the show. Now we're going to take some calls in just a moment here, but Jackpot, the video you put out, for some reason, this week it seems like we've had a lot of Tennessee stuff that's come our way. What was it? Brad Crawford picked Tennessee to beat Georgia at home. Tennessee picked up some recruits this week, none of which are going to help them this year, but they did get. They are putting together a good recruiting class.
They are. Let's just remember Jeremy Pruitt. Jeremy Pruitt put
right.
1-2.
Right, but in the end, though, you put a video out. Was it yesterday? I think it was. And you said some stuff in it, and apparently it set some Vol fans up, man. They weren't very happy.
They were upset. They got a little upset. Talked about Josh Heupel. I said, well, the man runs a gimmick offense. So obviously he's a gimmick head coach. It's a BSer. I have a feeling it's a liar. Used car sales, a Dabo light, if you will.
Oh, you call Josh Heupel Dabo light? Well, he has to win something. Dabo wins fucking games. So there's that. And by the way, people that say stuff about that, there Jackpot's video got put on the Talking Vols YouTube channel. And God bless those guys. They're doing their best over there. But they obviously they don't know anything about Jackpot.
They're doing God's work.
He doesn't know anything about us. Well, here's what I know about Tennessee. So I pulled some stuff about Tennessee, and everything that I'm saying here is an absolute fact. In the past 10 seasons, you have 62 wins total. That averages out to right about 6 wins a year. Last season, you went 7-6. You had one win over a team that finished in the top 25. One team and that would be Kentucky. How does that feel? Kentucky, by the way, one of your best seasons ever. You couldn't beat Tennessee. You lost your bowl game to Purdue. If they were that game if they were still playing right now, Purdue would have scored again. You spent over $1 million to try to fend off where you were cheating, giving players money in McDonald's bags. Your chancellor said that the football program, this is from your chancellor. I didn't say this, the chancellor of your university. So if you have issues, you can send something to her. The chancellor said, I cannot believe the way the football program is and how everything was basically shielded from our compliance office. So with all of that, your own chancellor calls your football team cheaters.
Blatant cheating.
Blatant cheaters and liars. And by the way, you cheated so much, you only won 6 fucking games a year. I mean, if you're going to cheat, at least win more than 6 games a year, right? By the way, in that same 10-year stretch, you had a set where you didn't win a conference game. You went 0-8, which means you lost to Vanderbilt. All right?
Well, they've lost to Vanderbilt 5 times in the last 10 years.
By the way,
Gamecocks not so much. Not so much.
Daniel says, Rob, you're such a simp. LOL. We're going to open up the phones in a minute. Please call me and tell me what I have said that is not an absolute fact. Because I've got it. I mean, we can go and look at it. I've got it all pulled up here for you. You average just about 6 wins a year in 10 seasons. All right? You are a joke of a program compared to what you used to be. And yet you want to run your mouths to everyone. You bring in Josh Heupel with a gimmick offense, because that's what it is, and you think that, oh my goodness, we've got some recruits. Man, you guys are a shit sandwich. You need to calm the hell down just a little bit. All right. Jackpot, you stand by your video, right? You're not walking anything back, are you?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely
Hmm.
not.
Now, it's just funny to me. And there are good Tennessee fans. Not all fans think that way. Make sure I put that out there. But in the end, you are an average program right now at best. Me saying that you're average is doing you a favor. Okay? I if I mean saying that you're average is doing you a favor. You did great last year. I don't know how you're gonna do this year. Really don't. You may have some players that'll come in on the transfer pool and you might do all right. You're getting some love from some folks, and that's great.
Um,
But sit here and think it's
Baylor man,
1998 again. Get the hell out of here with that nonsense.
Baylor man's urging me that I need to call into WXGN, the Tennessee talk show on Fox Sports Radio in Knoxville. That was the
Yeah.
one Uncle Lou called into. I think it was 3 years ago, and when I don't know, it was hilarious, and because they were talking smack about how there's they need to start consistently beating Florida, Georgia, and Alabama, and I mean, basically called and told me I mean, it's well, this is where they still had Jeremy Pruitt. He asked him, was he Kirby 2.0 or was he Butch Jones 2.0? He said, what I mean, what you people are really on here talking about consistently beating Georgia, Florida, and Alabama. He said, you've won like 2 games against those teams combined in the past 15 years. He said, you should start beating Vanderbilt and South Carolina consistently. And one of them said, oh, well, this was the year after Georgia had went to the national championship game that first time with Kirby. They're like, oh, well, I remember when Vanderbilt went down there and smacked Georgia around a little bit. He said, yeah, like 5 years ago, sir. It was hilarious. And they ended up hanging up on him.
Since 2012, by the way, Tennessee has 29 SEC wins. Mizzou has 38 SEC wins since 2012. South Carolina, by the way, the team that you're like, South Carolina last year kind of sucked. Yeah, they've got 36 SEC wins in that same 10-year time period. All right, you are a has-been program. I mean, it's awesome. You went 7-6 with the Jerry Mathers lookalike down there. Congrats to you on that. I mean, you've sucked so long that going to a bowl game like that's a big deal for you. And that's awesome that you guys have put your stuff up there. But just kick it back a little bit. Baby steps, ladies and gentlemen. Try to go 8-4 this year. Let's try that.
Would you
Try
care
not
to read the?
Would you
care to read the pinned comment?
I can't see the pin one, buddy. Just tell me which one it is.
Okay, Daniel Gregory CBO says you take up for Jackpot because you feel bad for his team. Never call him out on his hypocrisy because he lets you on his channel. What a simp bitch. Fuck Clemson and USC.
Well, I appreciate that comment, but I call Jackpot out on his shit all the time. I told him, what was it, on Sunday, that fuck his team. They weren't going into Death Valley and winning. I told him that we were going to beat them 10 times in a row. The decade of dicking continues. I told him that. You just are such a simp yourself in that all you hear is Tennessee. If you hear Tennessee and you go run off in the corner and spank it like a damn 15-year-old that got his first porno book there. That's what your problem is. Open up your ears and listen, sir. Go back into the archives of the podcast. Those are free just for you. Go and check them out, and you'll see where I bitch at Jackpot all the time and tell him that his team will not beat Clemson for the next 4 years at least.
I remember when I was 14.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like 14, I found my first really good dirty magazine on the side of the road.
Wait, you found it on the side of the road? How'd that happen?
Yeah, I used to walk a lot, like between my house and I walked there. Just used to be this convenience store called the Pantry. They're not around anymore. But I'd walk to the Pantry and I found this nudie magazine on the side of the road, and there was this German chick in there Her tits were like this. And so I took that magazine and like I hid it down in the woods. Like I had like this little shed built down there where I like parked my bike and stuff. And I had it kind of like buried under like this piece of tin and like some pine needles, so I could go down there and look at it when I wanted to. And it ended up.
God damn it, Jackpot. Did you have your own jerk off shed? Is that what you're telling me?
No, it wasn't a jerk
That's
off
kind
shed.
of,
It was a place where I had my bike and stuff down there. But it was, I mean, it was like this makeshift little tin shed. And my cousin, it was my cousins, it was theirs, and they had it before, and they'd grown up. So I mean, they kind of like abandoned it or whatever. So I kind of like used it for me. And you know when it got ruined, it got ruined by the Hurricane Hugo rain when that came through, because if you'll remember that actually fucked with the upstate a little bit. It was so strong.
Were you upset when Hurricane Hugo took down your spank shed?
Yeah, absolutely. It didn't take down the spank shed, but it soaked that book to where, I mean, it couldn't be repaired.
So, well, I mean, God damn it. I never know where Jackpot's gonna go with this shit. We were talking about Tennessee football. Now we're talking about Jackpot and his spank shed with his first nudie magazine.
Well, that when you were talking about the
Yeah,
Tennessee fan, when they hear the word Tennessee, running
yeah,
over to the corner like a 15-year-old with his first dirty
yeah.
magazine.
I got to remember any reference that I use. Jackpot may go off in a completely different direction, and I appreciate that.
Sancho, it was Sancho. It was Hurricane Hugo.
Yeah,
Hurricane.
Hurricane.
That was the Andre the Giant of rainstorms.
Well, anyway,
go away.
Generally, yeah, Tennessee fans hear this.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, they automatically think, Jackpot and I think cheeseburgers. They think money bags for recruits. So there's that too. Anyway, I'm going to open up the phone lines here, and we can let the Tennessee fans come at it tonight if they're so inclined. I don't think Jackpot's going to take any questions about his spank shed, though. I mean, that's bringing up something from his childhood. He doesn't need that tonight. So
the hurt 8955 says, can't wait until TN beats SC again this year, you losers.
Well, and you know what? Here's the thing with that. They
were telling us, they said, well, we're gonna be favored over you. We're gonna be favored over you. That's in week fucking 12. How the fuck do you know this in August or July? We know in July that we're going to be favored over you in fucking week 12. Okay, if your name was down Alabama, if you had that on a jersey, then you may be able to chalk that up. But even that's not. You don't know what the hell you're going to have by then.
Well, but look, and not all Tennessee fans think this way. Let's make sure we put that out there. There are some that are fairly bright. But to sit here and to think that some of you think it's 1998 again. Some of you think that Peyton Manning is still there or whatever. I mean, that's kind of where some
Dr. Park said Jackpot, please show Tennessee how to beat Georgia. We're going to show them how to beat Georgia State week 1.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we don't play BYU week 2. We might be able to show them how to knock them off as well. Well, I don't know about that now. I don't know about that. They actually ascended a little bit.
Yeah, but it's just funny with the Tennessee folks. You guys got to calm down just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905 as we roll along here on the program this evening. Someone mentioned the all-time stuff with Tennessee. Yeah, that's great, man. You guys won a national title in 98? Awesome. Congratulations on that. But in the past 10 years, you've been terrible or average at best. That's kind of the term to use there. All right. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
What's going on, fellas? Elijah Allen. How y'all doing?
Hi, Elijah. How are you?
I'm outstanding. You know, it's funny how you can talk shit about Tennessee losing to Georgia State and BYU, Carolina jackpot, and not realize that Tennessee beat the ever-living crap out of you that year in Neyland Stadium.
Oh yeah, that was the year y'all rode. You rode the blocked punt to the touchdown.
Oh, it's always just one play, right? It's always just one play that we ride.
Well, it was. I mean, was it not? Was it not that year?
No, I think we beat the crap out of you with like 3 different quarterbacks that year. I think
I think that was the block punt.
And then, you know, last year, you know, beat you by 25 points, but you want to be like, oh, well, they wrote a pick in the end zone to a victory. Well, you know,
They did.
I mean, to be real, your dumbass coach called that play. If anybody's a flipping used car salesman, it's Shane Beamer. You know what? When Tennessee got their ass beat by Georgia this year, Josh Heupel didn't get up on TV and make excuses. Well, they got a bunch of 5 stars. And then you got Shane Beamer out there being like,
he wasn't making excuses. How's that making an excuse? How's that making an excuse?
That's what that was.
It's not. He said he said they had better players than we do. And they got better players than we do. That's why they beat our ass.
That's making an excuse.
That's not well. Look, can you
not
make
an excuse? It's a valid reason.
Sir, hold on one second. Tennessee is 6-6 with South Carolina in their last 12 games. Your thoughts on that? I guess
Tennessee football history. You have a losing record.
All right. Well, that's the entire point, Elijah. Right now, you're not like a stellar football program. Average is what you are.
And I'm not. Look, I'm not arguing the fact.
Okay,
that we're not has-beens right now.
Generally,
right now, but at least we're not and never was.
Okay, well, then that's fine. But under that logic, we can go with Yale being the best ever because they won a bunch of national titles in the 30s. In the modern day era, right now, the last 10 years is a good example of it. Tennessee's just been average, but it seems like I'm glad that we agree upon that. But it seems like we have a section of Tennessee folks that are like, oh fuck, we've made it back now, and my mindset is calm down and let's see how things shake out a little bit. That's all.
And look, I'm calm right now. I'm excited about the class that we put together right now. I think we have some good recruits coming in. I think we've done decent in the transfer portal. I think that Rodney Garner is going to do a great job with that defensive line. I think Tennessee's heading in the right direction. Now, it's going to take another class or two to get us competing with Alabama.
Right.
And I don't think it's a gimmick.
And that's a steep look. Competing with Alabama is a steep hill to climb, and that's for any team, not just Tennessee. So, but my thing though is that it's frustrating because I see some Tennessee fans that are like, you know what, they want to throw shade at South Carolina or anyone else, and it's like, you know what, right now you really should just calm the fuck down, just a little bit. That's all.
Oh yeah. But my problem is, you know, like, and look, I'm not talking shit. I think Tennessee's had some disappointing years.
Sure.
But if you're going to talk shit about Tennessee's defense, let's talk shit about South Carolina's offense last year, which obviously they'll be better with some more pieces this year. Right. But that couldn't put 24 points, more than 24 points, on a poverty Tennessee flipping defense last year. Like, that's where I'm at here.
That's because we had defensive ends trying to throw passes instead of continuing to let the running back who ran it down your throat some more.
But who called the play?
That would be Marcus Satterfield, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Gimmick offenses run trick plays. That's a trick play. That was a side attempt at a trick play, but it's a trick play nonetheless. It's not
every offense runs trick plays from now and then. Come on. Even Will Muschamp's vanilla ice cream offense ran a trick play every now and then.
Fuck me. Brought up Will Muschamp. Fuck my life.
100%.
I
don't know how long it's going to be till South Carolina quits taking 4 to sloppy seconds. You know, but that's beside the point.
That's
But-
something. That's another road to go there. But look, in that game, the Tennessee defense gave up 153 yards on the ground, 370 yards total to South Carolina. South Carolina's problem was they turned the ball over. That was the big thing there. 2 turnovers for them, 0 for Tennessee, and that's why Tennessee they jump out to the big early lead.
So Tennessee had nothing
Brother,
to do
you-
with forcing those
no,
turnovers whatsoever.
Well, I mean,
we shot ourselves in the foot. Yeah.
Jackpot's going to tell you it was nothing that you did, but if you look at the stats, Tennessee ended up with 472 yards, South Carolina 370 total yards, but it came down to the fact that South Carolina turned the ball over, and they turned the ball over.
Yeah.
And then Tennessee put their foot on their throat and just kept it there and didn't let the Gamecocks get back into it. That's what happened in that game. But you won 45-20. It's a 25-point win. Nobody's taking that from you. But in the end, though, I mean, to say that in the past 10 years, South Carolina's been a better football program than Tennessee has. And we have the numbers for that.
That's
arguable.
That's
Okay.
that's
Well,
arguable.
tell me why I'm wrong on that.
In Tennessee's worst years, other than 2017, which is probably the worst year in Tennessee football history. 2020, we won't even talk about that because, we still beat South Carolina that year. We only won 3 games, but still beat South Carolina. The worst year possible. It was still a competitive game. Tennessee has beaten South Carolina on a regular basis.
I'm talking about just the program overall in the past 10 years.
What about 2016 when you lost us?
In the past 10 years, I wouldn't say they're better or worse. I would say they're on the same level.
In
I don't
2000
think Tennessee is superior to.
Sir, you have 62 wins in 10 seasons. In 2012 and 2013, South Carolina had 22 wins, which is a third of what you had in 10 seasons. They're a better program than you are right now. I know that you won the head-to-head, but the numbers show just with winning percentage, how many games that they've won. They've won more conference games. I mean, what else do you want, man? I mean, what else do you have to have?
I mean, right now,
right now,
from this year to this year.
I'm talking about in the past 10 years. Let me make sure that because I know Billy's going to listen to this later, and he's got to fight through the Oxycontin to help him out with his knee there. In the past 10 seasons, South Carolina's been a better football program than Tennessee is. The numbers show that.
South Carolina's went to Atlanta. I mean, that's fair. That's fair to say.
Well, there you go. Right now, they're a better football program than you are.
2 years of relevance?
2 years of relevance.
Right now?
I mean,
right now.
In the past 10 years. In the past 10 years, they're a better program.
I'm not talking about past 10 years. I'm talking about right now.
They won their bowl game last year. I mean, is that where we're going to go? I mean, they won their bowl game last year.
To a team that gave up.
Okay.
They gave up. Okay. They gave up. See, it's always got to be an excuse.
Okay, South Carolina's 2 biggest wins last year was against the North Carolina team that was supposed to be a playoff contender that lost a bunch of games and gave up. And to a
Florida, they were hyped. They didn't give up. They gave up. They had your running back.
Sir,
but I'm wrong. I can see your face right now, Rob. I know you are.
Always an excuse. I used to use that excuse too when Clemson beat LSU in that Chick-fil-A bowl. They won't be there.
How did Tennessee do?
Won't be there.
No one wants to talk about that either. But
look,
Elijah, I appreciate you being
didn't want to be there.
Coming on the program and putting up a good fight there for the Vols without yelling and cursing and everything else. I appreciate that, man. You're always welcome.
That's fine. I appreciate you having me on. I know this was a heated conversation, but I appreciate the fact that we could have a conversation. But anyway, hope y'all don't hate me, but I just had to fight
nobody
for my
hates
team,
you.
So
I don't hate anybody. I hate
Jack.
Mushtown, but
all right, man. Thank you, Elijah. Have a good night, man.
I'll see you, fellas.
There you go. Super chat from old number 7. P.S. Enjoy your show, guys. Dog hater since Alabama got my running back from Georgia Tech. Roll Tide, roll. Thank you for that. Look, Elijah was respectful and came and defended his team. I stand by what I said. Past 10 seasons, South Carolina's a better program. So there's that. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Good evening, boys.
Hi.
Jackpot the biggest hypocrite in the South Carolina fan base.
No, how is that?
Well, let's
It's
see.
gonna be good.
Well, let's go back to this whole video. It stems from the Talking Vols, as you make fun of, VAWLS. That's because they can sell merch, like I said, which you wouldn't know about.
Sir.
No,
Hold on. No. Hold on, sir.
Why
Respectfully.
would I want to sell merch when I'd have to pack it up and do work?
Right. The only reason that
So
we
you
haven't sold
can make
merch on this show,
money.
sir, we have jobs.
I'm sorry, Rob.
No. The only reason we haven't sold merch on this show is because I haven't got off my ass and done it. That's as simple as that. I put T-shirts together that people have wanted forever. We sold like
I wish
50
you would sell
damn
merch.
Will
As a
Muschamp.
Tennessee fan, I would buy the merch. I would literally buy the merch.
We sold like 50 Vote Will Muschamp T-shirts that people were wearing around Death Valley taking pictures of. The reality is that we have the creative forces to do it. We just don't have the time. So, congratulations to those guys for doing all that stuff, but let's slow down with all that.
You had an I broke Kale's leg shirt.
Yeah, I broke Kale's leg. That's a great shirt that people wanted too. In the style of who wore that, Jackpot? Greg the Hammer Valentine, right?
Greg the Hammer Valentine. Well, it didn't say Kale's leg on it, but
yeah, it did say Kale's leg. I broke Kale's leg. That's what it said. Anyway.
Well, his said I broke Wahoo's leg.
Anyway, but go ahead, sir. And we're not running down the Talking Vols podcast either. They do their thing.
I would never do that.
Oh, I watch.
Holy
I
shit,
watch
we don't need
both
all that in our
religiously,
life.
to be honest. And
Sure.
what you need to do, I'm telling you, y'all need to have a podcast together. It's old.
Everybody wants us to do podcasts with somebody else. We just like our own show.
Yeah, but you should do it with them, and then you can argue. It'd be a whole thing. Who wouldn't want to hear it?
Well, I tell you what, maybe we can do that on Tennessee, South Carolina week. We might do that then.
Hey, I'm okay. They've already extended the invitation. I've heard them on their channel.
Well, if we're playing like dog shit by that time, I'm gonna be sick.
They extended an invitation to go to there to do a show with them? Jackpot, are we gonna look? All right, Jackpot may get COVID if the Gamecocks are playing like shit. So, but if Jackpot doesn't in November, we might do it. I'll go on there and dress like Ronald McDonald, and everybody will get a hard on thinking that I'm paying recruits.
You should put it in a McDonald's bag, even though that's come out to be a lie. So y'all still push that agenda. That's already been proven false. But
whoa,
how?
Who proved what false? So the AP says it's a lie. I mean, Dan Patrick's a liar. That's what you're saying here.
Yes,
Okay.
Dan Patrick is a liar. They've done proven that. You can go look it up on Tennessee's website, or actually, don't even go to Tennessee's website. Just go to a Google search.
Do a Google search. Okay. All right. Anyway.
Okay.
Another thing.
Whatever your Tennessee. I mean, you did spend over $1 million trying to defend yourself. So why not put the spin machine out there too?
I mean, that's fine. I guess you can believe whatever you want. But another thing, Bluegrass Media. I'm talking to you since I can't talk to you over the chat. Really, I can't get my point across. Please go to a basketball podcast and shut the fuck up until basketball season, where we will butt fuck you again 2 out of 3 games.
Let's stop talking about doing things in the butt.
Daddy, remember that.
We're not. I mean, well, okay. I don't know where to respond to that because it's not really basketball season.
Let's stop talking about the nuts and the butts and the
football, Daddy.
I mean, he calling up and bringing up nuts and butts. Do you have anything that you would like to say? Anything else, sir? Since we've already talked about,
No, my main agenda was to get this Talking Vols and Carolina Jackpot together for a podcast. That was my main agenda.
I don't see why not.
But we can work on that.
Everybody that watches these 2 podcasts, you're welcome. That's all I can say.
No, well, and you know what? I don't. We'll talk about that. That's fine. I mean, we're not scared to go on anybody's show. I mean, I think it'd be
a great debate.
But I'm not. Look, I'm not going to go on a show where it's like Tennessee is the second coming. I'm not going to do that. I mean, if they're going to be logical and they're going to say, you know what? We've won 6 games on year on average in the past 10 seasons. That's fine. We'll be logical and we'll speak truthfulness. I don't have a problem doing that.
I mean, I think they're pretty logical. They don't call Tennessee great by no means, which they shouldn't. We're not great. We are better than South Carolina, though. Don't get that twisted.
You are. In the past 10 years, you're not, but bless your heart.
Right now we are, though. Right now and 10 years ago is not the same thing.
Both of us are 1-1 our last 2 games.
Hold on. What's your record right now?
Right now we're 0-0.
Same record as South Carolina, right? So you're not better than they are right now.
Right now. But you said in the past, you said 10 years past. We've literally
right. No, you were saying right now. In the past 10 years,
we're both 1-1 our last 2 games.
By the way, Bob Rutherford, friend,
South Carolina beat us.
Slow down. Bob Rutherford says he's Google and hasn't found anything but McDonald's logos. So there's that.
Hey, here's you a Google. South Carolina's longest win streak against Tennessee, 3 games. Now look up Tennessee's longest win streak against South Carolina.
Yeah, but a lot of that was back when fucking Jackpot was like 12 years old, running around Williams-Brice Stadium, hoping to get back to his spank shed. No one cares about those games. The past 12 games, you've went 6 and 6. Well, and you should, because your team was great, but you haven't really been awesome since then. You're 6 and 6.
That was back when I was a child running around hoping to get a Steve Tannehill autograph.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you for calling the program, sir. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Have a great night.
Go Vols.
Jesus Christ. Jackpot. I don't know. You need to channel your inner Jackpot and go down there and talk to these boys and get the win over this damn Tennessee team, man. These guys are crazy. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Yeah, what's up? This is Sancho.
Hi, Sancho. How are you?
What's up, Sancho?
I'm good. What's going on, Jackpot? Boy, I'm gonna tell y'all what. This is what makes college football so great, ain't it?
I mean, it is. It really is. It's having a good old time.
It makes it fun.
It is.
You know, I just got something to say. A lot of these Vol fans need to stop being such low-hanging fruit. It is so easy. Don't feed the trolls. Everybody knows. Just stop. Like, all you got to do is just say something, and it gets everybody riled up. Just stop. Like, y'all know what y'all are doing, and it's genius because all the media does it because Vol Twitter are freaking crazy, and they do it for clicks. But, you know, yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
Look,
I was laughing at work.
The 247 Sports put out there, it's called BCR, which is basically their 15 teams that could win a national title. And, you know, Tennessee and South Carolina aren't in that realm yet. But there are Vols fans out there that are talking about, you know, there's a possibility we can win the East. I've seen that on Twitter. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know?
Tell me how many intelligent people you've seen on Twitter.
Well, Twitter has gone to hell. You're right about that, sir. I'll give you that.
You know, man, I got Jackpot's back, man. He's a good dude. You know, I just think this is funny shit. Like folks was asking me at work earlier, like, what the hell are you laughing at? You know, I'm just laughing at my phone. Yeah. But I will say one thing though.
Sure, go ahead.
Jackpot saw the comment that I left on his video, and I guess he thought it was funny. He said something about the way Josh Heupel looked. Well, Shane Beamer looks like Wee Man from Jackass.
I did see that comment, and when I did, I went and Google searched it, and I was like, "Oh, damn, Sancho's right. He does kind of look like Wee Man from Jackass."
Looks like what?
Yeah,
like Wee Man from Jackass. You know who Wee Man is from Jackass, don't you, Jackpot?
Who is it?
I'll show you a picture of him here in just a second.
Pull it up.
I'm doing it right now, but yeah. Let's pull this picture and I'll show it to Jackpot. Let's see here. Oh yeah, get a good picture of it here for Jackpot. Make sure there's one that I was like, yeah, let's go with no, not that one. Not that one. He's there you go. Show you this one. All right, Jackpot. I'm going to show you the picture of he does kind of look like Shane Beamer. Here you go. Anyway, yeah, I laugh really hard at that, but here you go, Jackpot. You can be there we go. I mean, does that not kind of look like Shane Beamer there, Jackpot, when he's sitting up there? Come on, Jackpot, give me that. Give that to Sandro because he called it from the go. There's Wiener.
It was he needs to be.
He looks just like Shane Beamer sitting there. Well, they got all those players. Jesus. Gamecock Nation, I need you there. Shut up. When he says that, I'm like,
Hey,
off with all that.
I appreciate y'all, man, and I enjoy y'all's show. And I like the Talking Balls show too. They're good guys. They they just try and keep it real, and they talk like, they don't talk shit or nothing like that. But man, I just want to say, man, I enjoy y'all's show, and Rob, thanks for what you do. In the afternoon times, I enjoy that also.
Appreciate it, bud. Thank you.
And man, I hope y'all have a good night, man. Enjoy y'all's day, and y'all be safe.
All right, man. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, Sancho. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. Yeah. Sancho bringing that up. That's actually pretty funny. All right, let's go back out to the phones. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
How's it going, guys? Bluegrass Sports Media.
Hey, didn't you hear the guy from earlier? He told you to go to a basketball game and shut the fuck up. You haven't left yet?
Yeah, he also said something about Coach Barnes. I wonder if he's gonna go out in the first round again this year or not. The fucking guy had Kevin Durant.
You really need to shut the hell up about basketball when your coach took $8 million from you guys and you lost to freaking, what was it, St. Joe's or St. Pete's or
St. Peter's?
Yeah, St. Peter's, the tiny ass school in the middle of nowhere. And then your coach was too much of a chicken shit to take phone calls about it and just took his money and went to some beach somewhere. You really should not talk about basketball right now.
Well, Rob, you shouldn't say anything because we're kind of standing on the both legs. We're both standing on our coach's past.
What are you talking about?
This year?
Are you talking about basketball? Brad Brownell sucks. Brownell sucks, asshole, dude. I have no problem admitting that.
I'm talking about John Calipari's. I'm standing on his national championship, and you're standing on Dabo's old national championship because we both underperformed last year.
When was John Calipari's national championship at Kentucky?
2012.
Okay, so that was like 10 years ago.
Davis.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago. Dabo's got 2 in the past 5 years. Once again, find the Oscar Mayer wiener and ride the hell up on out of here and go back to your basketball game. You're out of your depth, sir.
And Kentucky has eight. So what do we? It doesn't matter.
That's awesome. You've got 8 national titles. That's great. It's great. Congratulations. Last one was like 2012. At least we can watch them in HD. I mean, we can't really do that with the Tennessee national title. So good for you on that.
Yeah, I don't. Jackpot, I thought I was the most hated man in Tennessee until you came along today. Just so you know, I've already been banned from that Talking Balls channel. They don't like the way I talk, my language.
I don't think they hate me. I think I just got under their skin.
Yeah, man. Like you say a curse word, you're gone over there. But
well, they're Christian balls as well. They're not just the talking balls.
That may not be the show for us, Jackpot.
Yeah,
definitely not.
It's like the problem is these Tennessee fans. What they do is they watch that show, and then they come on. They want you to go on the podcast, Jackpot, but then they come on your show and just repeat every fucking thing that the Talking Balls said the entire time. Like everything that all these Tennessee fans have said is something that they said on that podcast. So they don't really have any original thought, which doesn't surprise me from a Tennessee fan. I mean, why would they have original thoughts when they're still living in 1999?
Okay.
Right.
Sure. Anything else you'd
and-
like to talk about today, sir?
Yeah, for the guy who said he can't get his point across to me in the comments, that's because I'm on a higher intellectual level. If he could read some books and get back to me, that'd be great.
Obviously, you can't hear. He said go watch a basketball game, and you're calling the program. So your listening skills are the shits.
I don't listen to Tennessee fans, but I can watch the 2012 National Championship without having to it be granular and look like it's coming out of a VCR.
Hold on. You just used what I just said like 3 minutes ago. You just
but I gave my spin on it.
Wait a minute. You just reused what I said about HD stuff 3 minutes ago, right after you just ripped Tennessee fans for reusing somebody else's stuff. Are you really gonna do that, man? Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, mine was different because I said it in a different way. But
it's the same thing. It's the same thing, man. Here, look, let me help you. We need to have the whole thing of I'm punching out. All right, but you need to punch out correctly. You need to punch out like Maverick in Top Gun and not Goose in Top Gun. Punch out where you said that, I'm punching out, and then leave. And then hang up the phone. That's what you need to do.
This is probably going to be
Fine Buster,
I've never seen Top Gun.
You've never seen Top Gun?
No, neither one of them.
Are you fucking kidding me? You've never seen Top Gun?
No, and I was in the Marine Corps. I feel like I should have seen it, but I just haven't.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't help you, sir. You've got, I mean, that is Americana. How can you not watch Top Gun?
I don't know.
Look, all right, okay, look, you don't understand the punching out reference then that I don't know how I can break it out to you. You just need to leave. You've already kicked yourself in the dick, and now you don't want to get kicked in the dick again. Just jump out. Go. Bye. Just hang up the phone. That's all you do.
On you,
I'm punching
dick.
out. Punch out.
Jumps on you, giving you. Dick.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh man. I mean, I jackpot. I don't know I don't know where to go from here, brother.
I have no clue. What just happened here?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. He comes on the program, he rips everyone, and then about using one other podcast stuff, and then uses a point I made, and I give him the opportunity to leave, and he still is like, yeah, all right. It's just bad. You gotta go, brother.
I don't. Okay, well, I'll see you guys later.
All right, bye.
Y'all have a good day.
You fucking redneck, cousin fucking, chicken fucking, hillbilly, goddamn East Tennessee outlaw mud show piece of shit.
Killing me. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
You gotta go, buddy.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey.
Hey, I was gonna say that old Bluegrass Sports Media and those past two Vol fans that answered the phone are two or three dumb motherfuckers. And I hope South Carolina goes in their winning price this year versus Tennessee. And I hope we walk their ass from one side of the field to the other.
Okay. Well, you know what those guys did though that you didn't do? They turned down the feedback so we don't have to hear ourselves twice. But you know, they did manage to accomplish that.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, good point.
But I've been a South Carolina fan since I was 3 years old, and I'm not changing now.
Amen.
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody asked you to change.
Go Cox.
No, I know. I was just saying that in general.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, you be a fan. I respect that. Don't change your fandom for anybody. Were Tennessee fans trying to recruit you to come over there and do that burnt orange? What is that tea that they've got?
I got recruited. I was recruited out of high school, and they were good play football, and I turned it down because I had better stuff to do, like getting a job.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, have a good day, guys.
Okay, goodbye. Jackpot, I don't know what the fuck happened there.
I don't know.
What? My wife's over here. She's saying I'm being a dick. Okay. She doesn't understand what the guy just said, but all right, whatever. Let's go back out to the phones. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Well, about it, guys.
Who is this? Hello.
You know who this is?
No, man, I don't know who this is. Who is this?
You know who I am. You do know who I am. I've called in the show.
Well, I don't like recognize everybody's voice, man. I'm sorry.
You're being a real smart ass, everybody, not Rob. Why?
Why are you, brother? I'm a smart ass all the time.
Smart ass to all these country
brother, hold on,
out
sir.
there.
Respectfully, I'm a smart ass all the time. I mean, that's just
I
I'm a
didn't
smart ass
call
sassy motherfucker. That's what
Jackpot
I am.
and tell him we're gonna whoop his ass even worse this year. 45-20 wasn't shit. We're gonna go into that shithole stadium you got and dog walk your ass, fucking put up 60 this time.
No,
put up 60 points in that stadium?
We're gonna put 60 on your ass and dog walk you. We're gonna stop a mud hole in your ass and
we're not gonna Jordan.
we're gonna stop a mud hole in your ass and walk it fucking dry.
The only team that puts 60 on South Carolina in South Carolina is Clemson, sir. You're the wrong kind of orange. Fuck out of here with that nonsense. 803-470-2905. You're going to piss Jackpot off. He's going to get his oranges mixed up. All he knows is generally orange means bad.
Now, what's his name? A while ago wanted to talk about Shane Beamer making excuses. Lou Holtz didn't make any excuses for giving up 61 points or 63 points. Clemson, nobody feels as bad as I do.
No, nobody did. He didn't know what planet he was on.
Yeah.
Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hi, Rob. Hi, Kale. How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah.
Hello. How are you, sir?
Doing well. This is Joshua Bryant from the comment section. Don't know if everyone's quite figured out. I'm a Kentucky football fan, and
I knew it.
I think Bluegrass Sports Media has been drinking a little bit.
What is he drinking? Like I don't know, stuff from a nuclear reactor.
It's got to be something rough. Probably a first batch moonshine. I don't know, but he needs to cool off a little bit. I mean, Kentucky's been decent at football for the past 4 years. He doesn't need to be shooting his mouth off like we've been a perennial powerhouse in the East, because it just ain't been happening.
How did Kentucky do against Tennessee last year? I can't remember. Help me with that. What happened in that game?
Let's see. It was a boat race and we broke an oar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe it was 45-42.
I couldn't remember. I thought that Tennessee won the game. What was being a smart ass? I just couldn't remember.
Oh yeah, no, they did. Our offense kind of ran out of juice. But I've been a Kentucky football fan since Joker Phillips was the coach there, and it's just I like the growth that we've seen, but man, I just can't take these Tennessee fans. I know it's not all of them, but they have a year where they beat a couple teams they're supposed to beat, and then they lose their bowl game and they think they're hot shit. I mean, I know they've been a better program than us historically, but I mean, what about now?
Well, I mean, if you put the two seasons side by side, I mean, you finished second in the East, won your bowl game against who was it? Iowa, a team that was ranked like inside the top 3 at one point last year.
That's a good point.
I mean, they also lost to a Big Ten West opponent last year in their bowl game, but definitely didn't carry the big stick that Iowa does, huh?
Yeah, that's Jackpot spitting facts there, by the way.
Yeah. Well, that's all I wanted to come on here. I didn't want to trash nobody or anything else except for the Tennessee fans who are shooting off the mouth because they can finish 7-5. And that's all, guys. Y'all have fun.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. They're, remember Kentucky fans were ecstatic that they scored on the Georgia defense last year in garbage time. So there's that. All right,
They did do that.
2905 803-470-2905. Eric says last year is over. Damn it, Eric. Jesus. All right, let's go back out to the phones. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. This is Texas A&M fan.
Hello, Texas A&M fan.
What's going on tonight? I hear y'all talking about that trash program up there in Knoxville, the Tennessee fuck-ups. Yeah, they're irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have the same amount of SEC division titles as your team does in the past 10 years. So you're right. Both of you aren't relevant.
Well, the thing about Texas A&M now, they're kind of like a model program. They're showing the world that it takes a few years to establish a program. You know, first of all, you got to have a good head coach that's won a national title, that knows how to win a national title.
Wait a minute. He didn't win the national title there. He won the national title at Florida State, and then his wife went and had sex with a Florida trainer, and it fucked him up so bad he had to leave the state. This is all facts, sir.
That is a fact, Rob, but that ain't got nothing to do with football. You're talking about his personal life.
You were talking about your coach winning a national title. He won a national title at Florida State, and then the Florida trainer screwed his wife, and then he was butthurt so bad he left and went to Texas, thinking that the internet wouldn't follow him, and he's been kind of average since then, sir.
I mean, well, it just shows you if he can win a national title at Florida State, he can win one anywhere. So that just goes to show you, he wasn't working with a whole lot down there. That fucking place.
What are you talking about? Bobby Bowden was great down there.
Yeah, they did have a decent team. I'll give you that. I was just curious if Jackpot was looking at the Hustler, or what? Did you remember the name? Was it just a regular Penthouse, or was it a Hustler? What kind of magazine was he finding on the side of the road down there?
Well, it was a French magazine. I think it was French or some nationality. It was called Oui, OUI, Oui.
Yeah. I've heard of that one. Yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, that nowadays with the internet and all, you don't really have to buy the magazines. All the shit's on the internet now. So I mean, you don't have to buy a newspaper anymore. Everything you want is on the internet. So I guess times have changed.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
But I was going to chime in. Like I said, you wasted time talking about Tennessee because they're light years away from being relevant. I mean, they're talking about putting them in the same pod with Alabama, Auburn, and Vandy. Of course, they'll get a win out of Vandy. But what do y'all think about that pod situation where they're putting South Carolina with Georgia and
I don't.
Kentucky?
We've kind of. I said this on the show today. I'd rather talk about the season that's coming up because none of that shit with the expansion and all that. None of that really matters right now. I mean, it really doesn't. Yeah, it's not going to affect the season at all.
The one guy called in and he was talking about Tennessee has the best
Tennessee fans' tears mixed with Texas A&M fans' tears when both of them go like 8-4 this upcoming season.
Well, I'll put it like this, Rob. If you don't beat Texas A&M this year, you're not going to beat them. So we're building something. I think South Carolina's actually got a chance to beat them. I mean, the way the schedule looks right now.
Y'all wait till next year when these recruits that we bought with our $30 million in NIL money come in. We're going to be awesome.
Well, I tell you what, when you look at after this year's recruiting class, we're going to get the number one recruiting class again this year. There's no doubt about that. Right now, we're not even on the scene, but when it's all said and done, we'll have another number one and another number one. We're not dropping off at all. I mean, we're going up. We're not going down.
Those recruiting national titles are important, sir. You keep bringing those championships with the national titles there. You keep doing.
Well,
that,
I mean, look at the teams that have won the national title. They've got the best recruits. I mean, I'll give Nick Saban this. Everybody's saying he's the greatest coach of all time. No, he's not the greatest coach of all time. He's the best recruiter of all time because, whatever you put on the field, that's what you're playing with. And so if you've got all the best players out there, then obviously it doesn't take a genius to, coach these guys. They have enough talent. They don't even have to listen to your bullshit. They know how to play football. If you got a kid that's 18, 19-year-olds are going to college and he hasn't learned how to play football by then, he's never going to know how to play football. So it's not so much the ominous of the coaching staff. You got to have a decent coaching staff, but you got to have the players. That's not rocket science. So he's got the players, and he puts them out there, and they play and they win. And that's why he's won national titles, because he's the best recruiter of all time. I'll give him that.
Okay, but you were just talking earlier about you have to have a championship winning coach. I mean, so coaching, I mean, in one breath you're talking about coaching is important, and then the other breath you're talking about it's not. Which one is it?
Well,
man?
they got to be relevant. I mean, the coach has got to be, he's got to be competent with the X's and O's and all that. But the coach, and honestly, he's got to know how to cheat too. I mean, Jimbo's already come out and said that this shit's been going on ever since SMU got the death penalty. I was in college when SMU got the death penalty. That's a little before y'all's time, but I'm sure y'all have heard about that.
I remember that.
They got caught cheating so bad, they actually lost their football program for, I think it was a year or two or whatever.
Yeah.
They just cut them out. Y'all.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that was way back in the day.
Yeah, Billy was probably down there with all that. You and Billy were probably buddies. You didn't know it, man. We got to move on, bud. Thank you, though. Okay.
Okay. All right. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate it.
All right, there you go. Callers talk themselves into circles. They forget what they said. You need a winning coach, but then you don't really need a good winning coach if you've got all the fucking recruits. Help me, Jackpot. My goodness.
Yeah, Lord knows that. Lord knows. I remember that. I mean, shit.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Bible Belt Beauty says, I learned one thing. Tennessee fans are lewd and rude. Oh my goodness. Papa B says Texas A&M was the only no vote for Texas to join. Okay. Appreciate that. Let's go out to the phones again. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
It's Big Barney Rouse. How y'all doing tonight?
Hello, Big Barney Ross. Hey, are the Tennessee fans recruiting you to wear that ugly orange?
I just wanted to call in and say, Tennessee is back, baby! Woo! Big Barney Ross, I'm out.
Y'all think about it.
No. Papa B says Jackpot and his buddies in the Shake Shack reading the articles.
I wasn't reading no articles. I was looking at the pictures.
The pictures. Oh, man. All right. Final call for calls, 803-470-2905. By the way, it's going to be football season's going to be like that here on the channel. We're going to take calls from folks and get instant reaction and everything else. It's going to be this is going to be our biggest season yet, Jackpot. I really, really do. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, without question.
So really, really looking forward to it. All right. So Big 12 Media Days start, I think, tomorrow. I don't know why they're starting.
Is that even a thing?
Yeah, it is. SEC Media Days are next week. ACC kickoff is next week, too. I mean, lots of stuff going on here as we roll along and getting closer and closer to football season. So we appreciate you guys checking out the show. Jackpot, you have anything you want to throw out there before we leave?
I don't. It's been a great show. I think we at tops we had about 80 people on here watching, and that's some pretty good stuff.
Yeah,
appreciate everybody getting over here and supporting the show.
All right, well, appreciate you guys, man. We'll see you later on.